Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman, back with another game. This one going to be between Hermaios, playing Full Faction Underdepths, and Acid, playing Forglar Swamp Shattered Peaks. Boo! So basically, the Forglar Swamp Shattered Peaks split is a really cheesy deck that's just Reverberating Blast and Punishing Aura spam, and nobody likes it. So hopefully that will be gone ASAP. But as far as what Hermaios is playing, I'm not quite sure. The game literally just started, so nothing has been deployed quite yet. Maybe they're haggling for a friendly quit. I know Hermaios probably doesn't want to play against this annoying ass strategy. If he is aware of what Acid is playing, maybe he's not. Maybe he's been out of it for a little while. But yeah, this map is sort of good for Acid's deck, since there's this big choke point here in the middle, leading down towards the mid font. So any punishing aura stacking is really hard to avoid here with all these walls, unless you have flying champs. But we'll see. Maybe Hermaios is playing imps, and he can just send a bunch of champs over the lava up to Acid's font. But it seems like, yeah, no one is wanting. Okay, so there we go. Finally, something to commentate on. Muck Dragon for Acid first turn, and Muck Dragon, of course, his only use is for punishing aura. At least in this deck. I mean, he's pretty beefy, like 3 defense, 60 HP, but he's also a little bit boring. I'd say that his rework was one of the ones that didn't quite hit the mark as far as viability goes. Because you can run stuff like Swamp Guard Crusher in the same price bracket, which completely outperforms Muck Dragon. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he gets any changes later. And then the ever-reliable Chosen of Osiris on Hermaios' side. This is probably one of the he's probably one of the more common Underdepths runes you'll have to face. Gets that free Head of Osiris relic after he's dealt 40 damage. And then Void Shield is great in Underdepths because it allows for setting up of your sacrifice or retribution plays. And Fire Eater he also took, so maybe we'll see some kind of fire strategy here for Hermaios. Of course, Fire Eater on this map is nice because he can just walk into that lava and heal himself up. If he finds himself over here, that is. Then over here we got Cyclops Earthshaker, another Punishing Aura champion. So already Acid's got the one half of his strategy out. And it's unfortunate that Hermaios is playing Underdepths here, because Underdepths is not really a faction known for its cleanse. So any Reverberating Blast coming from Acid is going to be pretty much a death sentence for any of Hermaios' champions. But it does seem like a fire deck. Cinderpede, also great in such a strategy. Fire Eater. But thankfully now does have Lava Walker, so no more healing off of its own lava. And a second, wow, 2 Cyclops Earthshakers. So Acid really with the God draw here. The Earthshakers, although it's worth noting, do have vulnerability fire. So probably not the best choice, but I mean, if it's what he's got to deploy it, right? So maybe we'll see, okay, so I was thinking maybe like a rock trap. He could have put out a rock trap like right here to block the Cinderpede off from getting in the font. So we'll see if that happens. Muck Dragon going to get some preliminary Punishing Aura damage here onto that Pede. And completely ignoring, for the moment, the Chosen of Osiris, which is in threat range of that font. And there's the rock trap. So Hermaios wisely choosing to do a Lava Storm instead of just walking in blindly. It was pretty obvious that Acid put that trap down, because he stopped with his Earthshaker at 3 AP for a moment before moving into that font. So 35 Nora from Acid to secure the font for the moment, as well as harass the Cinderpede with punishing auras. Hermaios trying to spend as much of his AP as possible so that the punishing aura does not do any loss of life, and then deploying a Fire Phoenix. So Hermaios does lose the mid font for the moment, but these Earthshakers are sort of blocked, being the chunky champions that they are, and having Vuln Fire. Not really wanting to walk over the lava. Of course, with Acid's deck currently being as broken as it is, you could probably just throw at least one of these away and, you know, reverb these guys for a kill. But of course, he does have to deploy up top against the encroaching Chosen of Asarius. Shalaxi deploying yet another rock trap to fend that thing off. Then Muck Dragon sort of just wandering around, getting Punishing Aura on the Chosen. And I don't know, if I were Hermaios, I'd maybe try and sneak in there. I mean, he's got, like, Chosen of Asarius can 1v2 pretty efficiently with Void Shield. And then if he can somehow get around that rock trap, like maybe go like, nah, he can't. I was thinking maybe he could try and contest with the Relic, but that Shalaxi has most certainly deployed that rock trap like right here, which blocks off both of the Chosen's paths to the font. So Hermaios most likely going to just engage the Muck Dragon over here, get a hit on him, keep him busy, tie up two of Acid's champs while he pushes in mid. And that Fire Phoenix, I mean, it's an 80 Nora champion, but it does get a revive. So being able, he can just reliably throw that in and make Acid waste AP killing it with these Earth Shakers. That, again, the Vuln Fire really going to be a hindrance to him with all the fire damage that Hermaios is putting out at the moment. Cinderpete could have gotten a hit if he wanted. Oh wait, never mind, he was out of range. So just backing off, trying to... It's annoying because you want to... your natural inclination when you're playing this game is to conserve as much AP as possible for your next turn. But certain decks, like Imps, or certain abilities, like Punishing Aura, Punish, Cull, force you to work around that. And, basically play in a different manner than you're accustomed to. And it's a little disorienting if you're a newer player or less experienced. So this, well, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so this Acid has chosen to take two different upgrades here. One with Render, and one with Power Attack 3. Interesting. I guess he's maybe testing. Not sure which one is best yet. But it does kill the Phoenix, having it explode in a burst of flame. And the Phoenix respawns for another Sabotage Fire proc onto whatever Acid deploys. But the Salomon Hunter here going to be a nice another bit of counterplay to the Goblin Spellkaiser, because Piercing Shot does not trigger one with Nora. So we've got a little bit of a Marsh Croaking from from Acid there, and just putting some a little bit of damage into the Chosen of Asarius, who could probably walk into the font next turn, assuming Shalaxi wasn't conservative with its Rock Trap usage. You could have actually feigned a Rock Trap, like putting a Rock Trap here, and held on to it, predicting that Hermaios would predict the Rock Trap and then not get in the font. But it seems like he did not do that. And wondering why Hermaios didn't actually contest. Okay, so he's going to put down a Fire Ruby. That seems like a good plan. The Shalaxi does have Vuln Fire from the Sabotage, so it will take boosted damage from that Fire Ruby if it happens to remain within the AoE. And the problem here for Acid is that this Chosen with the Tinderbox is going to be sticking around for quite some time. Fire Acolyte triggering off of all the damage that Hermaios will be doing. And tying up all these champions as well as locking down Acid's top font has more than made up for the loss of mid here for Hermaios. Goblin Spellkaiser doing a little bit of a swap in for a double hit with the Phoenix, taking down that Earthshaker. So go Hermaios. I'm definitely rooting for you in this game. I do not appreciate Acid's deck one bit. And just running that Cinderpede in, rushing down that Salomon Hunter. That's basically what you got to do against Salomon Hunter. If you ever see an opportunity to try and rush it down, you got to get that thing off the board ASAP. Especially, I mean, Acid took Bounty Hunter even, as well as Piercing Shot 3. Usually you see them with Precision, just for that little bit of Nora decrease, as well as, the utility of being able to avoid evasive, no condo, and stuff like that. But Shalaxi doing his best to fight off the Fire Ruby, leaving it on 2 HP. And Muck Dragon actually can't get in there to get the last hit on it. So Acid actually does a vertical push onto the Chosen. Which, I guess it's fine. I mean, he takes a bit of damage on the Muck Dragon for that, but he kills the Fire Ruby, secures his font, and Chosen will return to play without the Tinderbox, and I believe without his Void Shield resistances. So resetting the resistances, and if Acid gets especially lucky, the Chosen will redeploy into the AoE radius of that rock trap Shalaxi has put over here. But that remains to be seen. Earthshaker, did Earthshaker just try and Tremor? Okay, so he moved a little bit so that he could hit the Cinderpede. I was like, come on, Acid, you're not that bad. You're not going to try and Tremor the Flying Champ. But he does do a lumbering, or give lumbering to the Cinderpede. And Cinderpede, he could still walk into the font, right up against the Hunter there. Then, he does a Price of Victory. Okay, so he's going to definitely kill that Earthshaker. Spellkaiser doing a Magic Beam to reduce its defense. And then the Phoenix taking it out and managing to get the Globe. So Acid not looking good here. He's got the Hunter and the Fawn, but Hunter does not do well when things rush up into his face. He had to spend a vertical push just to secure that Fawn. And he hasn't actually played the second half of his deck, the Reverberating Blast, at all. Hermaios has done a pretty good job of keeping his units out of AoE 4 of each other, so that if Acid does try to reverb, he'll end up having to hit one of his own units. But he had all the punishing aura he could ever want in those two Cyclops, but it's just a shame that they have Vuln Fire now, so that they die quite easily to Hermaios' champions. And Acid, he's leaving the font. I guess he's going to deploy something else up here to deal with the Chosen when it comes back. Solomon Hunter doing his best to take down the Phoenix, but he's just not having it. Still on 15 HP. Probably going to get sacrificed or something. And then the Boghopper Shaman coming in, taking the Sabotage. And yep, Chosen comes back, and he does deploy right onto the Rock Trap. So does get stunned for the current turn, but it comes back in such a way that it takes the font from Acid. And it's Hermaios' turn. Like, he could deploy there if he wants. So that just seems like a really terrible play. Okay, well, maybe when I said Acid wasn't that bad, maybe I was pulling a sneaky on y'all, and or Acid realizes that that play cost him the game. So that'll be that, and we'll see everyone in the next one.